Keep talking about your stories you're talking
I
about.
don't know
You
where to
two.
put my hands.
Hey, true.
I have to say,
Yeah.
like, this is for everybody watching. There's a reason I'm wearing glasses.
Oh yeah.
But
Go
obviously,
on. State your case.
you three already know. But last night, I smoked the most meth I've ever smoked in my life, and it's come through in my eyes. So no,
You got a bung eye.
no,
You got pink eye.
no.
You've
With these
got-
glasses on, obviously I don't smoke meth. I sell it.
We
But
We don't refer to him as Joey. We call him Methany. I like Bethany. It's cricket.
anyways,
You used that joke last night. I saw it on your Instagram.
yeah, I was wondering where I saw that.
These voices you hear right now, we have got Kiri, we have got Joey, and we have got Kat joining me on Doed today. And this is like a really new experience for me, guys. Like, thank you for coming first and foremost. But I've never had an interview with 3 other people, so we'll see how this goes. I've only ever really done a show with like 2 other people at most, so we'll take turns and see how this goes. But first of all, I thought we'd go around the table. I wanted this to be kind of like a red table talk. It's more like a white with dirt all over it table talk at the moment. And everyone's just kind of like, we're just going to have a chat and ask those questions that you've always wanted to ask, the dirty questions, the questions that everyone's too afraid to ask. There are those 2 over there. Are you 2 all right? Like, do you want to get anything off your chest before we get into
Methany's
this?
been silly.
Okay, Kitty, go. Tell us a little bit about you first and foremost.
Oh no, don't start with me.
Oh,
'cause
yes.
I don't know. I don't know.
that question.
Okay, Anna.
Tell us about your, okay, so Kitty is in a relationship. We'll start with your, like, relationship buzz, right? Kitty's in a relationship with a guy, but you're very, like, open-minded and you've got a lot of questions that you'd like to ask, right? And obviously you and I are very good friends.
Yeah.
So you have asked me certain questions, but I feel like there are things that you still want to ask me that you haven't asked me yet.
I think I'm just more curious.
Yeah, you're very curious.
And if I wasn't in a relationship, I think, so I just got out, not just. We edit this, because I just started sweating.
The pressure's on. You're blushing. I've never seen you blush.
Actually, if you feel my
Oh,
voice.
you're so red. You're so red.
I know, I'm nervous.
Need some water? I think we need some water in here.
It was because the relationship thing got put out there. Eh? It was, eh?
Joey and Kitty have some history, so it might get a little bit awkward.
Nah, so I was in a long-term relationship for 9 years, and then we broke up a year ago.
Phew.
And before I got with my new partner, there was moments where I was like, sis, might like a sis.
Can I just say, Kitty and I have been friends for a while now, right? And when she was in a relationship with her last boyfriend, I've seen women for a while now, and she would always be like, I just don't think I could ever do it. I just knew. I was just like, I know that she would, like, jump the fence if the opportunity came. Sure enough, once the sis became single, she's like, I think I might like girls. I want to experience it. I was like, I knew it. I told you.
It's not that I think I'd like girls, and I've obviously got nothing against it, but I do enjoy like a male partner. It's just, I'm like, how does it feel? And is it like a different kind of like satisfaction?
Yeah. And that's the thing. There are so many people that feel exactly the same, that are just genuinely curious.
Yeah.
So cool. We'll leave you there, Joey. So Joey, I don't really know what you identify as.
It's whatever I feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I love that.
I don't think I told him. Yeah, I've got an eye infection for anybody that's watching. So that's for the glasses.
When he walks in, you know what? You're the only person that I'll actually allow to wear sunglasses inside. It's one of my pet peeves. Like,
Is it?
yeah, because I feel like when someone comes in with their sunglasses in, I'm just like, are you all right? Like, are you a bit too cool? But you took them off and you're like, do you prefer me to squint at you like this or wearing the glasses? Nah, leave the glasses on. 'Cause I can't take you seriously with your
No,
squinty
you can.
eye.
You can either way.
Sunglasses. We'll leave you the sunglasses.
What do I identify as? I identify as Māori, Fijian, Skux, sexy.
Liar.
The confidence, I love it though. I love it.
I identify. I'm straight. I think. I believe so.
Hey.
And yeah, in a similar space to Kitty, in a relationship, but definitely.
And curious, because that's what I said.
Oh, was it?
Ooh,
This is actually nerve-wracking, eh? When you get in. I was laughing at Kitty before, and I was like,
It's your turn.
I was laughing at Kitty before. I was like, oh wow, this is a lot.
But the thing is,
But
I
yeah,
appreciate you, Joey, coming from, the straight perspective, a straight guy. It's, it's also not easy to open up in this kind of space as well. Like, there are a lot of, different perspectives that I feel like guys take on this. And this is what I want to kind of ask you, and for you to have the opportunity to ask everyone at the table today as well from that perspective. So just you being here and being vulnerable is just amazing. So
Appreciate
that's why I love you. It doesn't matter what your sexuality is, especially for anyone that's listening that even identifies as straight. Just the fact that you are open to want to know more and learn more. That's what I love and what I appreciate.
Definitely.
So, all right, Kat.
Yeah, what was the question?
Just like, what your story is very interesting. So Kat and I, we've been friends. We're the longest friends here, actually. We've been friends, gosh, how old were we when we met?
Well, since I met, so 14?
Yeah, 14, 15 years.
21.
Kat's very, very youthful looking. But you've been friends for a very long time. We've got a little bit of history that we'll touch on later. But Kat, do you want me to say it or you're
I'll go off the back.
Yeah. So Kat's in a relationship. I love this that you're all so different. This is what's so great about it. So Kat's in a relationship with a man. They've been in the relationship for 11 years now. They've got 3 beautiful kids. And she's finally just coming. No, I shouldn't say finally. She's
You knew.
well, I knew, but she's coming to that time in her life where she is just kind of finding herself and wanting to explore her sexuality, as I know that there are a lot of people out there doing. And I know this because I get the messages on Diaries of a Dyke Instagram, on the YouTubes. I've had it for both seasons. I've had it in the streets. There are just people that sometimes they don't know at a young age. It takes them being in a 10-year relationship, having kids, and they finally are like, oh, what?
Hold on.
You know what? I think I actually, I might actually jump the fence. So I really appreciate you being here, and I think it's a really important role that you're playing and wanting to just know more, and you're very curious. So yeah, you're very curious. That's the thing. So we'll see if we can get some answers for you by the end of the episode. But I know that you're jumping on here being very vulnerable, so I respect that and I appreciate that.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So where should we start? Does anyone want to start with the question? I mean, I've got a couple lined up, but saying that you're like curious and you want to know things, what do you want to know? Like, what is something that you'd, love to know about the LGBT community, about girl on girl? Like, when you were going through that phase, what was something that was going through your head that made you like question, like, oh, okay?
I think
I've never seen you so nervous. This is so funny.
I know. I have a lot of respect for my ex-partner, so if he
of course.
So I don't want anything to say, but like for him to be like, yo, the fuck did you say?
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, I was in a relationship for 9 years, and then when I got out, he travelled a lot for work. And like a girl's got needs.
Yeah.
And sis just wants to have that like release.
Yeah.
So I'd watch porn.
Okay.
And it was always lesbian.
Okay, so that's interesting.
It's the only porn that I will honestly just get me
What kind
excited.
of lesbian porn? Like, was it like?
Any. Okay, like I'm not into.
Like,
I didn't like the fact that if they'd put dildos into each other, that just wasn't
Really?
a buzz for me.
Oh, really?
Nah, it was the real like sensual kind of like making out on top of each other,
role
like,
playing?
going down on each other.
It's just like, role playing.
Hey, you've turned your hat backwards. It's getting serious.
Serious.
Put it into
What I,
sport mode.
Damn, that's what I came here to talk about. Was,
So being
interesting.
being with a guy and then knowing that I had like, and I kept it a secret. And if anyone was like, "Do you watch porn?" I'm like, "No, I got a man's."
Why do I need to? Why do I need to? I've got a man's needs.
And he penetrates me. It's not even what you want though sometimes. And I realized that when I was self-pleasuring myself.
Yeah.
And it was always off to other females.
No shit.
But yeah, like I said, it
Crazy.
wasn't even when you put like, you can put strap-ons on and stuff. That wasn't like turning me on or anything. Because I was like, oh, it's like a penis.
So for you, was it more like you didn't really care that it was 2 girls that were doing it? It was more the way that they were like, having sex?
Yeah, like a girl really knows how to go down
Well,
on
yeah.
a girl.
Yes.
Like when you watch it
True.
and you can see the passion. I'm like,
So they know what they're doing.
yeah, and I feel like, I bet that feels me.
Yeah. they just eat the ass a little different, eh? It's like, yeah, I know what you mean.
So usually I'm a bit skeptic about porn because, like, obviously I have had sex with women, and sometimes when I watch certain videos, Joel, you know what I'm talking about, we're the only ones here. But like when I watch certain videos, I'm like, God, that's so fake. Like, when they do certain things in that category. Because for me, there's only a couple videos when I've watched lesbian porn that I've been like, oh yeah, that's hot. Other videos I'm just like, sis, you're faking it.
No,
like,
True.
it's what you put in when you're looking for the category.
oh, true. What are you looking for? What do you put in?
Dash, what?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Actually, there's one.
Actually, there's
There's
not
one.
just one.
There's
No
one like
kidding.
a. What do they call it? Like a.
It's like love, da da da. It's like this, like
Seriously.
it's like this side website from like
Yeah, I know what you're
Pornhub or
talking about.
RedTube, right? That takes you to it, and it's what you Google. Like you could be like,
There's
lesbian.
a category called love.
Can I finish?
Sorry.
I
hey.
just want to keep interrupting.
Hey, no, in the story it sounds like you did.
Wait, multiple times. That's what you Google, right? Because
Okay.
you could be like lesbian hardcore, and it's just them like scissoring, and it just
Yeah, nah.
it's like pelvis bones or something like that.
Yeah, nah.
It looks
Yeah,
like
see,
it's sore.
yeah, see, when I see that, I'm like,
You're faking it.
what is?
That's what you're
I've
talking
never
about.
done that in my whole life. Like,
Yeah.
what the? I mean, maybe some girls have, but I don't see how that's pleasurable.
Well, you
Yeah.
The clit is the most sensitive part of your body, and that banging against another clit or bones like that, that's not nice. Like that will not feel
Banging,
nice. I
banging
just-
bones.
Yeah,
Banging bones.
exactly. So when you were watching this porn, because I know Kat does as well, because she was talking to me about it before. Lesbian porn is a big thing, so this is an interesting topic for me. Joe, I don't know if you actually watch lesbian porn as well.
No, I actually don't.
You don't?
No,
BBC?
I actually don't.
Wow.
I actually don't.
BBC.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because I think for me, like the porn I watch is like, what I'm watching. I feel myself like I'm substituting in
Oh, okay.
for the dude, so it's almost like it's the girl, and then just like a little like black silhouette that I just slide my imagination
okay.
into.
Oh, okay. So when you're watching like the penis, you're like, oh, yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah. When I see
thing.
this massive like
Like
12
point of
incher, when I see this massive 12 incher, I'm like, this is where that's
That's me.
I couldn't
That's
relate
me.
to this anymore.
Okay, fair call. Okay, that's really interesting because I know a lot of guys that watch lesbian porn because they
Yeah.
find that lesbians are hot. What's your take on that? Do you get off at all watching girl on girl?
No, I really don't, and I never really have. I don't think like watching girl on girl because I think it was, yeah,
Would you have like a threesome with like two chicks and you?
yeah, and I think it's funny. I was actually talking about this quite recently. So I've had a few threesomes
Okay, great.
and
Let's chat about that.
didn't enjoy any of them because
Oh.
like for me it was always usually somebody was always not as into it as the
other two guys?
Yeah.
They went into it.
No, the other two dudes. Yeah.
Let him finish your story.
Yeah. It was weird when you walked in. But but yeah, there was always like a disconnect
Yeah,
like
okay.
somewhere, and so there's always like a bit of insecurity around it. And so I think whenever I've seen two women together, like and porn is obviously usually where I see it.
Yeah.
Through windows is the other, but
So when you
That's just
had
like-
your threesome, was it with two women?
yeah.
Were you the one that was left out?
Yeah, usually I was like usually the one that like you could tell they were more into it
True.
between each other than I was, and then seeing that it wasn't like turning me on because it was like that's very much
Okay, so you actually need to be like intimately involved as well, maybe?
yeah. I think I've
Yeah.
always actually had that attitude towards sex
Yeah.
that it is like quite an intimate thing, which I think is why so many years my attitude around it was quite like reckless.
Yeah, okay.
Because-
See, I find this really interesting because to get this perspective, because for me personally, like this only really stories I've heard about straight guys is the chats that they have, I don't know, in other friend groups or
Yeah.
whatever, and they're just like, bro, chicks hooking up is so hot. Like even, this is where I'll bring me and Kat's history into it. Hang on, I just want to get into.
Here we go.
I'm just going to get into a better position. Oh.
Oh, me too.
It's probably not as bad as you.
Yeah, nah. So when Kat and I were younger, speaking of the, the guy's perspective and stuff, when we were younger, gosh, how old were we? Like
16.
we were so young. We were
True.
so young. Anyway, we were doing like teenage things and
As you do.
yeah, we were like wasted or drunk and we were out at a beach somewhere with some of our other guy friends.
All right,
And at this stage, don't give away the beach. No. It sounds hoary already.
Shit, I'm there.
Yeah. And so we were out there and we were just like, all having a good time. There was us and how many guys were there?
I think there was like 3.
Yeah, like 3 guys. And we we're all like really good friends, right? And then at this stage in my life, when I was like 16 years old, I still didn't really know what was happening with my sexuality. Like I'd never like been with a girl or anything like that. And then me and Kath were like, we made this deal. You know how chicks do? And they're just like, we'll hook up if you guys hook up.
Yeah.
You know, that typical girl thing and the
must have
clubs
been
and
So
all
there's
that.
3 other dudes. So it's
Yeah. So we're like, oh, the guys will like it, you know, whatever.
yeah.
And then we're just like, we'll hook up if you guys hook up. It'll be so funny. And so me and Kat hooked up. But I remember, like, when it happened, it was just like for the lols, right? We were just like, funny. But I remember when we like kissed, I was like, wait, hold up.
Wait, you're gonna say the exact same thing.
I was like, wait. I was like, why did that
not
feel?
bad.
Yeah, I was like, why did that feel different? Like, why wasn't that disgusting? Or like, why wasn't I like?
Did you get like fanny flutters?
Well, I don't know if it was like, I don't know about fanny flutters back at that age, but it was more just
More
like,
than just like a
yeah, it wasn't like a, you know, like I'd kiss dudes, but it wasn't like a yuck, like a chick. It was like it was just a feeling.
Felt natural.
Like it was just a feeling where I was like, fuck, I actually really like that. It
I
wasn't like,
say I was the same.
Interesting.
oh my god, I actually feel like so. I was just gonna say, I was like, maybe
But I've
you're a really
never-
good kisser, cat. I don't know,
I've never
but
told anyone though, so spoiler.
so was I the one that
You're the first girl I ever kissed.
Wow.
Yeah.
whoa.
And you've kissed like others since.
Oh
then?
yeah, but it was like those ones like New Year's. Oh, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Even in that context, did you get like a similar feeling though? Like, was it?
Yeah,
you kind of felt something?
Yeah, it's something like more like what you just said.
Yeah,
Like,
Interesting.
More than just we just.
But were they straight
Flip it
chicks
around.
that you hooked up with?
Yes.
Maybe it was just because we just knew. Maybe we both were just like,
Yeah.
we're so lost and curious. And when you make that connection, you're like feeling like a little bit like home again,
Yeah.
maybe.
But yeah,
Oh,
I've never
crazy.
Told, I've never told anyone that.
It's been so long we never really chatted about it. Because like, when you're that age, you're like, haha, hooked up with my friend.
Yeah, you
like,
just
it's
think
Yeah.
so
just mucking
funny.
around.
And then that was it. And nothing ever happened. And we've been friends ever since. But I guess that was kind of a kickstart for me as well, where I was just like, okay, well, I didn't hate that. I didn't hate kissing a chick.
Mm.
And how did we even get on that? What were you talking about? You were talking
Three,
about.
I was talking about threesomes and
Yeah, threesomes.
like,
how
how
the
for me
chicks,
I could
yeah.
never get into it because I just see there's something greater than like what I'm bringing. So I'm like,
You just sit.
yeah, it sounds silly, but like that's really how I've
Yeah,
always,
yeah.
how I've always
Okay.
kind of seen it. Yeah.
See, I'd be scared to have a threesome because I'd be worried that the other girl and the guy will be like. Because I
Yeah,
could
right.
not imagine having a threesome with 2 guys. That was just too much admin.
Yeah.
It is. You gotta like.
It would have to be with a girl and another guy. I'd be worried that that's my thing. It's like the guy's gonna want to be
That
with
you'll
her.
feel they're the
Yeah.
one left out. Yeah.
I'm just gonna be
I
over
see.
here like rubbing a clit or something.
I
Yeah, I
think
see.
I think it'd have to be a very. I've never had a threesome either. Like Joey, I think is the only one here that's had a threesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be
Sorry.
just a very open conversation. You know what I mean? Like if you're with your partner or something, like just making sure you've got that comm line open, and doing it maybe with someone you trust as well. Because if it's a random, then
Well, I've asked my partner if he.
oh yeah. Let's get into you, Kat.
And
He's not into it. Like he feels like it's just a like me and him thing. Like having another because it would most likely be a chick because too much admin, two dudes. But yeah, he's not into it, which is fair enough. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like eager for it. Like
Yeah.
I need to leave you because I need a threesome. But
Yeah.
what
What
about
about
we've had that conversation.
see, I think that's cool that he only wants it to be you and him because I'm always
So
like,
do
oh, my
I.
partner must want a threesome so
Yeah.
bad.
Especially if they're like, okay, we need to have a threesome. If he
Yeah.
was asking for it, then I'd probably feel a bit like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But for you, it's a bit of a different reason, right? Because you're at that point in your life where you're wanting to kind of explore your sexuality. So how is that going? Like, what are your feelings right now towards that? Because obviously, if you're talking back to like us being 15, 16 years old, you've been feeling that for a while, but you've been in a relationship with a man for so long.
Yeah.
What are those feelings like now?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I know recently there's been some girls I've seen out and about. I won't say where because they might be like, oh, that's me. And then like I look at them and it's kind of that same thing. You get that feeling you get when you look at a dude.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
"Ooh, okay,
Yeah, right.
she's attractive. And then I was like, oh no, it's probably just because she's really pretty. But then every time you see them, it's like, okay, shit, there she is, and you're kind of like stumped.
Yeah.
So I think from there, but I don't know what it is at the moment, like right now. Oh, you're putting your hand up.
I want to ask you a question because that
Oh,
really
okay.
fascinated me. So I was
Okay,
just like,
go before you lose it.
so you know when you see like a chick in town, because I could be like, "Far, you're hot," like you're a hot chick, but nothing like I can appreciate. I reckon I appreciate
beautiful
hot chicks more than I do hot guys.
Yeah, yeah, same.
But at what point are you like, oh, she's a babe, like she's a pretty girl to, she's a bit of a buzz.
Like that, like you get that butterflies feeling.
oh wow.
Yeah. Oh god, that's so crazy. cringe.
I think you.
No,
No,
I
love
think it's
that.
amazing.
So I only
Like,
laugh
you
because she
know,
said
like-
it's a bit of a buzz. That's the
You just know it's different
Yeah.
to like you saying, oh, that chick's so she's beautiful, or like,
Yeah, right.
because I'm like the same. I look at girls more than I do dudes.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little bit different. You're just like, oh,
And with experience, I think you start to just know as well.
Mm.
Like, usually I'm at the point now where if I see a chick and I'm like, they're usually like, and especially in this day and age, everyone's a little bit gay. Like, everyone's a little bit gay or a little bit curious. So if they're open to it, and also we're in the day and age where you can jump on social media and stalk them and see, like, what their vibes
oh
like.
yeah, that's what I do.
Or what their buzz is like. Kidding. Yeah, exactly. Right? And they'll have like a rainbow in their bio or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And you'll be like, nailed it,
Yeah.
jackpot.
That's so interesting. Have you found like the more that you've been open to it, the more it's like kind of happening because you're not
Yes.
holding yourself back as much?
Yes. Okay. So I can't even say that because they'll know who it is.
Oh, really?
But
Do
I
like
feel like
a-
I'm attracting.
Yeah, you're manifesting it.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit. Oh,
That's
okay.
so interesting.
What about your partner? I know we were discussing it before. How does he feel about all of this? Because I know you're completely open with him and you've
Yeah.
shared with him how you're feeling, which I think is really, really good to communicate it. Because it's a confusing stage for you as well, Oh, babe. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't leave the microphone. All right.
Well,
Do you want to come back? Want to come back?
Yeah.
Okay. Someone else say a question. I think this is it's so beautiful though, because like this is what I mean. Like it's not easy feeling these feelings, is it? It's really not, especially let alone being 15, 16 years old. Now you're 28, did you say?
21.
21.
21.
Yeah, sorry. You've got kids, you've got 3
Yeah.
kids together, you've got a partner. Like, I know that can be confusing. And I know there are a lot of people that are, feeling the same things that you were feeling.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you coming on here and being vulnerable and being a voice for them as well. Because there
I
will be
know.
people that will be listening and they'll be like, sis, I feel you. Like, they'll be confused. Oh my God, you're going to make me bloody cry now as well.
Don't look at me.
I feel like we
know.
take for granted
Yeah. I was
how
just gonna say that.
how we I can be curious, but I know that I'm so set that
Yeah.
a man is who I want to be with, and Joey, I assume
Yeah.
that a female is what you want to be with. That we take it for granted that
Yeah.
we just know what we want. So for you both to, and everyone that you've had on your podcast, to be able to open up and talk about it's incredible.
Yeah.
So you can't even say, oh girl, I know how you feel, or oh, it must be so hard, because I couldn't even fathom. But just the fact that you're taking the time to actually figure out, oh, I'm going to get sad.
Yeah.
The fact that you're taking the time
Water
to figure
elements.
out what you want is
Oh, I am, actually.
amazing in itself.
Yeah.
Because you get people on this podcast that are already like, there are some people that are loud and proud and like, yeah, I'm LGBT. Like they've come to terms with that, but there also are a lot of people that aren't ready to take that step and that are still not living their authentic self, and they need things like this to try and help and guide them and lead them in the right direction. Because I want everybody to be feeling that they can love who they want to love, or at least explore these kind of things. And I know it's easier for some than it is for others.
But see, that's why it's kind of confusing, is because like he. Oh, far out.
You're all right,
Ooh,
babe. Take your
okay.
time.
Don't
You're
know
okay.
what.
You're okay.
Oh, got it.
You're all right. Take your time. We'll do some woosahs.
Oh shit.
We haven't even come to the
This is some
kids yet, have we?
Yeah, no, we
Oh, God. But this is great because, like, when have you had this conversation? I'm so sorry that there's cameras and mics
like
and stuff
2
around.
Oh, it's been a while actually. Like
Yeah.
I've joked about it,
Yeah.
and then I think more recently we talked about it.
Mm.
Oh shit! I was such a crier. This is annoying.
Don't. Because you do what you need to do.
Like how you said, like you want to be with a guy. Like for me, I know I want to be with him.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're curious.
Yeah. It's just confusing.
Yeah, of course. 100%.
Very fucking confusing.
It's like it doesn't even. It's not that you love him any less, right?
Yeah. And
You
it's
just
not
love
him.
yourself a little more.
Yeah.
And I think I was saying to you, Danny, that like he thought when I told him,
Yeah.
because he told me the other week, like he feels like he's not good enough because I said that. I was like,
Yeah.
no, that's not what it is. Like, and I think for me, I didn't really put myself in his shoes and how it would make him feel. I was just like, woohoo, this is what
Yeah.
it is. Like, I don't give a shit really about what people think. So I was like all in my lane. And then he told me that. I was like, oh crap, I haven't actually thought about how this will make you feel. But yeah, like you said, you know that you want to be with a guy. I know I want to be with him. But then you get these other things.
These feelings.
Like, and you're just like, what is that? What does that mean?
And then it's confusing as well because there are some guys who are like, yeah, I don't care, go hook up with other chicks, like do what you need to do. But then there are some guys like your partner that are like, you're my one. Like I don't want you to be with other people, which is fair enough. Like, you know, you've been together for 11 years. But he's also, I guess, coming to terms with his partner and mother of his children, you know, wanting to explore. But I think as long as the lines of communication are open, and I'm so grateful that you can even share it with him because
I talk so much shit.
Because there are a lot of
Probably
people,
too much.
there are a lot of people that can't even share that with their partner.
Yeah.
And then that's where, you know, like cheating comes into play. Or
we're very comfortable with each other, which is great.
So have you, because like,
Sorry,
what
guys.
would
Wow.
no, don't you ever be
Is
sorry.
it weird that I like to cry though? It's such a good.
Well, you've come to the right
I know what
podcast.
you mean.
People are like, oh my god, don't cry. And I'm like,
What star sign are you?
Virgo. Actually, oh yeah.
I don't really know many Virgos. What are you, Joey?
Cancer.
Oh yeah, me and Kitty are Scorpios, so we're water. Is Virgo water or no?
Well, yeah, because. Oh yes. I
Oh my
think so.
gosh, do we have all water? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure because she's got the vase and it's like water's coming out.
Yeah, my,
It's like water.
Cancer's 69, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Cancer is the 69 to the side.
But my thing is like it's really bad because like when I feel myself getting emotional and feeling sensitive, that's when I start like joking around and taking the piss.
Yeah,
So it's like
that was me, but now I'm like, nah, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. So it's like it's a real defense mechanism.
Yeah.
I
think-
take the piss out of everything.
Yeah.
It's like that trauma, that hurt.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
you take
really.
the piss out of yourself when you're hurting.
Oh, yeah, I'd never take it out on anyone else.
Yeah. Look at us, God, we're all traumatized. But
Literally.
no. Yeah.
Let's
No,
not talk about
don't ever apologize for crying or being emotional because you're speaking your truth.
Yeah.
And yeah,